Hey friends, today we're doing a boss fight against Simon Manus. And yes, that's really his name, and he's also called the Hunchback of Notre Dame. But what's really special about this boss fight, I'll show you now. We'll go through all the moves so that you can do them really easily. Otherwise, you just go in there. I haven't included equipment in this video, it's not that important anyway. So I have the puppets here, living puppet. And yeah, let's get into the first attack. He usually does, when he comes at you, he starts off with a swing. You can easily dodge underneath it and land your first hits right away. He's really vulnerable to fire. That's why a fire grindstone is always a good idea. And then there's this attack here where he charges up. For that one, I recommend just staying away. He keeps spinning around during that, so you can really just keep your distance, back off for a bit, and then try to get back in once he finishes his swing, and you can dodge underneath again. Then you can land another hit, and this whole approach actually works pretty well. You can see he's already lost more than half his health here. We've only used 2 potions so far, and yeah, then we can finish him off and basically move right into the next phase. But what's especially important is that you really get a feel for the fight. I'll show you now how I did it. When he jumps up, just dodge to the side. It actually works pretty well, and then of course we go at him with our fire axe. We really deal a lot of damage to him, and if you manage to hit him 4 or 5 times in a row, he'll start to stagger a bit, just like right here. You can of course deal a bit more damage and then let him burn. Use the special attack and yeah, basically circle around him, trying to get some distance when he does his spin move. That actually works quite well, and then you can calmly take a potion, go back in, try to get behind him a bit, and you'll see that when he raises his weapon, he usually does a downward strike. We can actually dodge that pretty well too. I didn't manage that quite as well here, but in general, the first phase isn't the difficult part of this fight. The second phase is where things get tricky. Right now we still have 9 potions left, and he basically has no energy left, so we can just slide in and yeah, take him down. Let's move on to the second phase. That's when things get tricky, especially at the beginning. The boss usually does this attack here. I'd recommend running around so the lightning bolts don't hit you. There's also this one. For that, just run to the side as well so the lightning bolts don't hit you. Then of course we can always deal pretty good damage when he, well, here he does the lightning attack again, which we can dodge once more, but generally he always does 2 strikes, and that's when we can deal good damage. The thing is, sometimes he raises his hand here to summon that fairy, and I'd also recommend just running away so the lightning bolts don't hit you. Of course, equipping an amulet against lightning is great, like a frame or something similar. There's also the attack where strikes come out of the ground. Just run away from that as well. As you can see, the tactic with him is usually just to run away and then go in when he does his jump or his 2 strikes. These are the ones, I mean, he always does those 2 strikes, and we can really dodge right under them and then deal damage afterwards. Then of course back out again and wait for those 2 strikes once more. Here we can see it really well again. Bam, 1, and dodge through again, and then we can attack again and yeah, deal damage. It actually works pretty well with him. Just always wait for those 2 strikes and dodge underneath them, then the whole thing works. I'll show you the whole fight again here. Let's go in and wait for those 2 strikes. As always at the beginning, run away from those lightning attacks. It's actually not a problem to dodge them. I have to say this isn't my most flawless fight either, but it still works quite well. He just did those 2 attacks again, so we can land a hit or even 2, and then he does his 2-strike attack again. So always back off a little there. And when he does the lightning again, of course we keep our distance so the lightning doesn't hit us. Otherwise we just watch again when he charges at us and does his 2 attacks. We go in and land our hits to deal some damage. Like I said, it's not my most confident fight either, but you can actually time it pretty well, especially here with the 2 hits. And then you can land 2 or 3 hits back off again and just be careful, especially with his lightning attacks. Otherwise, those really take off a lot of health. So just wait again until he makes his move 1 and 2 or a high jump. Then we just move to the side. He actually got me here too. Yeah, like I said, not the most confident fight, but in general, we wait for those 2 hits or the jump, dodge them, and then land 2 hits ourselves. Then we back off again, and of course we can keep our distance, heal up, and wait here until he does his 2 attacks, then go back in, land 2 hits, and simply keep our distance again. Yeah, running away a bit here works pretty well. Watch out for the hand that always does that explosion. It doesn't do much damage if you're not too close, but at least make sure you keep some distance. Other than that, yeah, most of it is really just running away and waiting for him to do his 2 attacks so we can go back in. We can get him pretty well with 1-2 hits and then go back in again to land our attacks. Then it's best to get out again as quickly as possible. I messed that up a bit. Here 2 hits are really enough. Don't overdo it, that way you won't take any extra damage. Yeah, he does 1-2 attacks here again. We go back in, now he's added his jumping attack, but after that we can deal some good damage again. Yeah, let's watch a bit and see what he does. Yeah, when he lifts his club now, that's actually a good opportunity to get behind him and land 2 hits. But you really have to be very close for that, and generally we just wait to see what he does. Bam, 1 hit and another one. It's usually 2 hits. So we wait, then attack again. It's actually pretty simple, and this way we can handle the whole thing very well. We still have 3 potions left here, and he really only needs 2 more hits. Basically the fight is already over now. I didn't do it quite as well, to be honest. You could have taken him down pretty quickly at this point, but I kept too much distance. But we go back in. I'm taking the safe approach here, waiting for his 2 attacks and then making sure we land our own hit. So don't be too greedy even with so little energy. Just wait briefly. When does he do his 2 attacks? There, now he does them, and then we can go in again. Of course, with his jump attack we can simply run underneath it. Careful, he does a sweeping attack afterwards, and then we can go in and take him out. Yeah, that's how the whole thing works, folks. That's how I personally did it, without parrying or blocking much. Just always wait for his 2 spinning attacks, go in and land our hits. Alright guys, that was my personal boss guide, and as you can see, my fight was anything but flawless. But if you deal a bit of damage and wait for those 2 attacks, you'll manage it easily. I wish you lots of success with it, friends. Give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. You can find all the guides for Lies of P on the channel, of course, so feel free to check them out, and we'll catch up next time. Take care, adios, and ciao ciao.